Welcome to Brainiac's Trivia Vortex. I'm your hyper-intelligent host, Melvin of Soralunia, armed with facts and a fire extinguisher for when your brains overheat. Get ready for 5 excruciating levels of 10 questions each along the lines of general 70s music. So, without waiting for that blob in your lava lamp to drop, let's get started. In Level 1, are you smarter than a pet rock? Which Swedish group won Eurovision in 1974 with Waterloo? ABBA. Who sang Stayin' Alive? Bee Gees. What legendary band released Hotel California in 1976? Eagles. Who had the hit with I Will Survive? Gloria Gaynor. What folk rock duo released Bridge Over Troubled Water? Simon and Garfunkel. American Pie was a hit by whom? Don McLean. Who sang Imagine? John Lennon. Which band released Go Your Own Way in 1977? Fleetwood Mac. What group released the album Dark Side of the Moon in the early 70s? Pink Floyd. What pop star had a 1970s hit with Benny and the Jets? Elton John. In Level 2. So easy your bell-bottoms could get these. What song begins with Jeremiah was a bullfrog? Joy to the World by Three Dog Night. Which punk band sang Blitzkrieg Bop? The Ramones. Who sang Lean on Me in 1972? Bill Withers. Who wrote and originally performed The First Cut is the Deepest? It's Not Who You Think. Cat Stevens. Who sang Let's Stay Together? Al Green. What was the name of David Bowie's alter ego? Ziggy Stardust. Who sang the lyric, Take Me Home, Country Roads? John Denver. Which band had hits with Dream On and Sweet Emotion? Aerosmith. What song did Queen release in 1979 with a funk disco feel? Another One Bites the Dust. Who recorded Midnight Train to Georgia? Gladys Knight and the Pips. Level 3. What's really going on under that fro? Which funk band released Flashlight? Parliament. Which artist released Harvest in 1972? Neil Young. What supergroup included Eric Clapton, Steve Winwood and Ginger Baker? Blind Faith. If You Could Read My Mind was a 1970 hit by which Canadian artist? Gordon Lightfoot. Who wrote American Woman, later covered by Lenny Kravitz? The Guess Who. Which 70s singer was known as the Queen of Disco? Donna Summer. What 1970 album by The Doors was Jim Morrison's last before his death? L.A. Woman. Which artist released the psychedelic album A Wizard, a True Star? Todd Rundgren. Which singer had a 1971 hit with Me and Bobby McGee? Janis Joplin. Baker Street was a 1978 hit for which Scottish artist? Jerry Rafferty. Level 4. Hopefully, you're more accurate than a mood ring. What female rocker had a 1975 hit with You're No Good? Linda Ronstadt. What country artist released Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys? Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson. What was the stage name of reggae star Winston Hubert McIntosh? Peter Tosh. Which band is responsible for the song Reelin' in the Years? Steely Dan. Who produced Rumours by Fleetwood Mac? Ken Kailat and Richard Dashute. Who was the lead singer of Roxy Music? Brian Ferry. What song ends the album Goodbye Yellow Brick Road? Harmony. What 1976 band included both Jeff Lynne and Bev Bevan? Electric Light Orchestra. Who sang lead on Play That Funky Music? Rob Parisi, Wild Cherry. What artist recorded Court and Spark in 1974? Joni Mitchell. Level 5. Is your brain running on all 8 tracks? What was the only #1 hit for Redbone? Come and Get Your Love. Who was the singer for Humble Pie before going solo? Peter Frampton. Which band's album cover features a banana designed by Andy Warhol? The Velvet Underground and Nico. Name the soul band that featured Maurice White and Philip Bailey. Earth, Wind and Fire. What band featured Lowell George and released Dixie Chicken? Little Feat. Which band's members were also session musicians for Steely Dan? Toto. What band did Rick Wakeman join and leave multiple times in the 1970s? Yes. Which album features the song Tangled Up in Blue? Blood on the Tracks by Bob Dylan. What solo album did ex-Beatle George Harrison release in 1970? All Things Must Pass. Who composed the score for Tommy the movie version? Pete Townsend.
Well, Earthlings, that's it for this one. How did your leaded gasoline-inhaling meat blocks survive? If you still managed to do well, reward yourself with a like, a subscription, and hit that infamous bell, because I'll be back whether you're ready or not. And if you're under 30 and got more than 6 right, be sure to comment below. So until the next one, stay conscious. Or at least convincingly so. That was cute. Want to try something a bit more mentally taxing? Click another video, assuming you understand how hyperlinks work.